What's good with it? All us night crawlers. I know it's midnight, but this here don't never stop. I know it's late. All right. Now, we all know who this is on the screen. It's the infamous P Rico. We can recall, give me 1 second. I want the audio to be right. I hope that's better. All right. I appreciate that, Miss Dana. Big J was good. All right, look. We know who this is on the screen. We know that this P Rico. He's been around the whole entire situation since the very beginning, and we took him for who he is, whatever at that time. But one thing I can say, see, here in Chicago, most people think that Monifah, and I'm just telling you what most people think here in Chicago. Most people think here in Chicago that Monifah was the one that was fighting Kanika. That's what most people think here in Chicago, that Monifah was the one that was actually fighting Kanika. Even if you take, all of whatever been investigated or whatever, I'm just saying that's what most people here in Chicago think. And if you could recall, in the beginning, a lot of people were saying, P Rico, why you so focused on Monifah? Why you so focused on Monifah? Because you got to remember that food was right there. So he got to hear and see a lot of what we didn't. Even though we know some of the things he was doing was, the excitement of so many people outside of Chicago via YouTube or Facebook, whatever, was tuning in to him outside of that. But that fool knew a little bit. He knew a little bit. Some of y'all can recall when I had a conversation with him. And I tricked some information up out of him. Yeah, and just like what I said, I had to trick some information about it. Because the whole situation was crazy. We can't approach. One thing I always knew, we could not approach this situation like just being nice, just being friendly. Look at what we was dealing with. We couldn't approach this situation expecting to shake hands with people that we trying to get answers out. Nah, not in this situation. It would have never worked. But let's listen to P Rico, some things he gotta say.
How everybody doing today? I seen the live of Irene Roberts.
Now, what he's going to talk about, what everybody been talking about, the recent live that Irene and Monifah now just released. Now, I've been telling y'all for the past few days, they is saying the exact same thing, which is nothing. What they just recently came out with, it was no different from what they came out with in the beginning. Me personally, I believe that's what they were told to say. They sticking straight to it. They ain't even veer from it, not even a little bit. Let's listen to dude right here.
We all seen the MTV clip special of Kanika Jenkins. And when we hear the name Kanika Jenkins, there's a lot of speculation around that case. There's a lot of mystery around that case. It's a lot of he say, she say. It's a lot of internet detectives. It's a lot of pretty much everything. It was a powerful movement when it lasted. But sadly, we let friction between us, the people, get in between, and it caused us to fall back off this case. Y'all all
I'm
remember
gonna go up
when
some,
Zach
cause
TV first interviewed Irene. She
right
looked it down there.
now, y'all listen to what he about to say. He talked a lot of P Rico. That's what I'm gonna call it. He did a lot of himself, but he has some points, especially in this here live right here. Listen closely what he's about to say.
So what I'm gonna tell y'all is this. Y'all all remember when Zach TV first interviewed Irene. She looked it down. She wasn't speaking as much. She looked scared, terrified. You can tell in her face. Now, this new live I've been sharing to foreign people inboxes. I had a supporter of mine send it to me, so I shared it with everybody who wanted it just as
Yeah.
well as the Monifah live. Y'all all synced it. Y'all all, whoever synced it, they synced it. Now she telling shit. It's like when they heard about the MTV having a special on Kenneka Jenkins, they got spooked.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I say how ironic it was for her, Monifah, and Shemaya to drop them live videos right when they announced that MTV was about to bring that episode out? How ironic was that? And to show you how ironic it was, 2 years and plus 2 years plus have went by. They didn't say a goddamn word. So just because MTV and VH1 was finna release that episode that they had, here they come wanna make some noise because that's all they did. I just said they didn't say nothing different from what they said in the beginning. They ain't say nothing. Me personally, when you watch the episode, to me it seemed like the guy that's hosting the show, not the guy from Catfish, the other guy that's from Chicago. I personally believe that's what Zach was finna do. But when you watch that episode, all they basically did, what I showed earlier, I showed Andrew Holmes. We proved yesterday with the help of Zach. Zach told us that they tried to pay him 11,000 and then 14,000. Other people we knew that got paid off and were offered for a payoff. I mean, we can just about come to the conclusion that Monifah, Irene, Shemaya, and them, Tyrone, and them, all of them got paid off. We understand that. We understand all of that. But here's something else. Do y'all remember when P Rico did that live and just said, "Oh well, they took Kenneka body to the cremation place," and at that time we did a follow up on it. And y'all know the guy that was in the hotel with the glasses on in the kitchen, the heavyset guy, the one that was putting Kenneka body on the gurney. Some of y'all may remember we actually talked to that guy over the phone. That guy told us, we're gonna get to that. Let's just finish listening to P Rico for now.
Shit is starting to be said now. Now people starting to talk, is what I should say. People are starting to talk now. So I'm glad when Monifah made a response to respond to Irene. She was saying they was friends for 12 plus years, blase, skippy, blase. We all know that you was gonna say that. But we could tell the pressure is now being on y'all. Y'all telling on each other.
Right. but they telling on each other, but they ain't telling nothing. I'm telling y'all, them confidentiality slips, that did it a little bit. What did it more was the spookism that was laid down on them and the money. Who to say that they wasn't offered a deal where, okay, we're gonna give y'all this now, and then if y'all continue to keep your mouth shut, 2 years later we're gonna hit you with some more money, and if you continue to keep your mouth shut after that, 2 years after that we're gonna hit you with some more money. Before you know it, it's history. And I mean exactly just that. It's gonna be placed back in the history. It's gonna become an old tale. For real.
Irene said Monifah loved the clout. She doing it for the clout. Monifah say I'm doing it for the clout. Cause I seen the ass on the green line and I posted a stat on it.
Now listen, ain't no way in the world that in that situation, one friend, supposedly be friend, is gonna be telling another supposedly be friend of the one friend that died, saying this type of stuff to each other. Oh, girl, you doing this for the clout. Oh, girl, you doing it for the clout. What would make them say that to each other? What in the world would make them even say that to each other? When, if okay, according to what they said Kanika was their friend. So why would you tell another friend everything that she's doing on Facebook, posting "I miss you, Kanika"? What would make Irene tell Monifah, "Girl, you only doing that for the clout"? What would make her say that? It had to be. Let me rephrase it. Something had to take place where they both know the truth. Do y'all recall when Irene posted that on Facebook? Monifah, the truth out now. Now you gotta confess. In that live, she didn't mention none of that. The things that we really wanted to hear, neither one of them mentioned none of it. What she tell us? Y'all switched the live. We already knew that. We knew that. We already knew that. But what she should have been answering was, why did all this go down at your party? Why did it go down at your party? And how did it go down at your party? Because you steady getting up here telling us you don't know what happened. But this your party. You got to know something. I told you, I truly believe that they was told what to say. That's why they firmly sticking to it. 2 years later, and they saying the same thing, which is absolutely nothing.
You be taking pictures of me. I don't know what you do with them pictures. Even if you don't take pictures of me, it's common sense when you look at a person and you don't like them. Why is your phone camera pointing at that person? And I've been talking to, a relative of mine. I didn't know. I found that I was related to, Kanika's side of the family because, her cousin is my cousin. So it's like we've been politicking.
Remember the whole entire time P Rico kept saying, "Oh, Monifah was this, Monifah was that," and then, believe it or not, Irene them start coming right behind that years later, a couple years later, and start saying the same thing. But like I said, here in Chicago, everybody think that the girl that Kanika was fighting was Monifah. That's what most people here in Chicago think. I'm just saying. Especially when you talk to most of the people their age group. So it was Monifah in her fight. One girl even said this to me here in Chicago, and it blew my mind. She knew Kanika. She knew all of them. When it first happened, y'all know what she said to me? I'm surprised Kanika didn't rent the room herself. That's what she said. I'm not kidding. I have talked to people that knew Kanika, that hung out with her, that knew the family. And come to find out, I know a guy that used to date Lenora. That's one reason these people that I know telling me what they telling me, that's what made me like, that was the concrete for me to just know that, man, this thing here is for real. Because I knew they'll never lie to me. I'm telling you, when it first happened, somebody that I know real good knew Kanika, and her first response was, I'm surprised Kanika didn't rent that room herself. So all that just told me was this was something that they do, which we already knew. These were some young girls living their life, how they was living it. I mean, we all do things faster when we're younger. It's a different time than what, y'all know what I'm saying. It just be the same game, different times. And on different levels.
And it's like this. The pressure is on. They telling on each other. Monifah, you definitely doing it for clout. You be selling your Snapchat pages. You sell anything you get your hands on. Yes, you do got a tattoo of Kanika name, but anybody could play that role.
Now, didn't I tell y'all one time that look how many people profit from this? I'm not even trying to be funny with what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say, I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't trying to diss nobody. I ain't trying to throw no shots at nobody. Look how many people that's talking about Kanika on YouTube, but they got their YouTube pages monetized so they can gain profit up off of it. And then on every video they'll say justice. Justice for, oh yeah, let me get paid for this. Look how many people you see on YouTube doing that. I ain't knocking nobody for trying to start a business, for bringing information, because we already know that the mainstream media is not going to deliver the type of information that we all are. They're not going to do it the way we doing it on YouTube. They're not going to even tell 1% of the story. That's why it's good for us to do what we doing. Even if we don't get to the complete truth, we're going to get further than what the mainstream media uh, try to lead us to believe or go or whatever. We know that. If we would have relied solely on the mainstream media dealing with this case, it would have been over as soon as they said, "Oh, she walked in the freezer." It would have been over from there, because they tried to get everybody to believe she was drunk, possibly off drugs, and she walked in the freezer. To let you know how outrageous that was, you can go to the movies and you won't even see that on the big screen. You won't even see that on your television. You know why? Because big as a company as Hollywood, they know some bullshit like that is not even gonna sell. So we ain't gonna even show no shit like that. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Not even in a sci-fi movie. Where it look like you can watch a sci-fi movie and sometimes it look like a 5-year-old did some of the editing, but they showing it.
Anybody could play a good actor. Anybody could act like that they're a friend. Anybody can even help you with what they stole from you. They can help you find the shit. If
Right. Did not prove to y'all at the protest, Monifah was on the. Do y'all know? Okay, if Monifah was at that protest and she was sincere, Kanika family wasn't on the front row. Her family was standing back because the sincere people was out there on the front row. They was there to support Kanika and Kanika family. They were there to support Teresa Martin and her family. So it took the supporters there, the protesters, the sincere ones, didn't have no problem with going up to the front line. Those were the sincere people we saw out there. Monifah was strategically, instructively placed at the very front of the protest. Why? So the police can get a hold to her fast, just like they did. We're going to have you come out here. We're going to have you scream and get in the officer's face, basically beg us to arrest you. And that's what happened. They got her off the scene fast. Why? Because they know what the public don't know. They know what the public don't know. And we all remember, come on now. I mean, even Stevie Wonder saying that Monifah was just a little kid just coming out of high school. But soon as Kanika get killed, she all on Instagram with flashes of money. Come on, we're not stupid. Do y'all recall a couple years ago when the girl that was claiming she was at the Rosemont at Irene party that night, and then some clips surfaced of her on Facebook talking about how she didn't have no problem with funding a birthday party, the whole entire party, because she was getting residuals from a movie. I think her name was Azaria or something like that. Do y'all remember that? All right, this was finna blow y'all mind. And I know a lot of it was BS at the time. But like I've always said, what they did was mix truth with lies. And it was up to us to decipher. Do y'all remember that melanin girl when she came on YouTube and she was telling us that, like I said, a lot of the stuff she was saying was nonsense, I truly believe, but some of it had to be true when we finding out what we finding out today. Remember when she said that there was coming inside the Crown Plaza that night, the manager was stopping people and saying, if you're not a part of this, you couldn't come in at the time. That kind of like sync up with what we finding out today. Y'all see what I'm saying? That kind of like sync up with it. Because if we know they did a reenactment, which we know they did. All right, listen. Monifah telling us Kanika was her best friend. Irene telling us Kanika was her best friend. Shamaya telling us Kanika was her best friend. But yet that night we can't get no hardcore face-to-face video footage. We got video hardcore face-to-face with Monifah, with Irene, with Bree, Shamaya. We can't get no hardcore face-to-face video of Kanika that night. None whatsoever. Why is that? Well, we hear her voice in the back. I ain't drunk. I am having a good time. Irritate. Listen, and the irritating y'all, just to clear this up, that's not Kanika saying that. That's Monifah. Go back and listen to Monifah videos. Go back and look at a live video Monifah did a while ago. She's saying irritated. And you can clearly tell that's her saying that. But did they try to clear? They won't even come clear up the little things. So if they won't clear up the little things, we can hang it up for the big things. Too much time don't went by. Ain't nowhere in the hell sincere people that care about a person will react the way that these people reacting. Ain't no way.
That person helping you the most, you know they stole it. You all about the clout. And I don't care what your little fan base, whoever you got say about it. Cause look at them. Just look at them. Irene went from being scared to talk about it, now she talking about it.
And that's true, y'all. He do got a good point right there. When you look at Irene, her whole demeanor, when Zach interviewed her, she was all timid and scared and didn't know nothing. But when she just recently did that live going at Monifah, she was, man, she was like, you would have thought like, God damn, is this the same person? Because she charged. She in it. She was lit. She was ready to go. She was ready to fight. Let her tell it. Because she even said in that live, when I catch you, motherfucker, I'm going to beat your... She told one girl in that live, when I catch you, I'm going to beat your ass. It ain't no talking. He got a good point right there. Why she ain't have that same energy when she was being asked what happened to Kanika right after it happened to Kanika?
Monifah always been talking about it, but what she been doing in the mix of talking about it, getting drunk, doing what she do.
Right, didn't I say that? Okay, I said that the only true thing that Irene said in the Zach interview when Zach asked her, with everything that happened that night, do you think you'll go back doing the same drug that you did that night your friend got killed? Irene didn't hesitate. She instantly responded, do you want the truth? These were her exact words. Do you want the truth? Zach said, yeah. She said, yeah, I am. That was the only truth she spoke in that entire interview, believe it or not. That was the only truth she spoke. That was the only thing she was being honest about, is that she was going to go back popping them pills.
She glad she a ho, that's on her, I don't give a fuck about it. But she also flashes money. What is that? Clout chasing, right? When you flash how much money you making and keep saying some rest in peace to your friend, is you really doing it for your friend, or is you doing it to get more of what's in your hand? Because if you making that much money, why the fuck you working at Dunkin' Donuts?
See? And when we go back, and I'm going to keep saying this because I'm really trying to get this across to anybody that listen to me. First of all, I appreciate it. Second of all, the reason I keep saying go back, pull up. I know it's a lot of videos on YouTube, but let me tell y'all something. Go back and pull up the ones that was posted immediately after, because we know they made changes as we went along. We know that. Go back and pull up them videos. Go back and read them old posts, because when the heat was on, it was on. Man, the heat was on. The damn case was so outrageous that we was getting a lot of truth out there. We wouldn't even believe it, because we couldn't believe it. We was like, ain't nowhere in the hell that no shit like this will happen. But hey,
Why? And Irene, I don't got nothing against you, but why you ain't have that same energy when Zach TV interviewed you? That's all I want to know. I ain't a nobody. You don't have to respond to me, but I'm sure not just me, but the entire fucking world gonna want to know, where was that energy when Zach was interviewing you? And it's fucked up that Zach can't speak about this case no more, J Money can't speak about this case no more. OTE Head can't speak about this case no more.
Now y'all listen to what he's about to say. Because what he's about to say is going to be some real business. He's finna lay something down on the line. And all it's going to do is ring that light bulb in y'all head like, damn, that is true. That's what it did to me.
Money can't speak about this case no more. OTE up that Zach can't speak about this case no more. J Money can't speak about this case no more. OTE Head can't speak about this case no more. Those three people who is legit on this case may have would have led us somewhere, got taken away from us the same exact fucking way. They died in a car around some people.
Bam. How ironic is that? How ironic is that? Hey, y'all, boy, I'm telling y'all, I can drop some information, man, and I'm gonna do it. I'm just putting it together. I'm gonna drop some stuff that's gonna blow everybody, man. Because I'm gonna say this. Okay, like we got to think about things that we caught in the beginning that we obviously knew that was like nonsense and whatever. We got to ask ourselves this question. Why was it done? Why was that done? We got to ask, we got to look at who done it. And once you crack the door, believe me, when that boy swing open, you gonna be like, God damn. So this why he was doing this. This why he's still doing that. This why that happened. This why, oh, okay. So this why she was saying that. I'm telling y'all, it's crazy.
That could be a conspiracy theory. Y'all can take it how y'all want to take it, but that's just so that's too weird.
Okay, let's ask ourselves this question. Who would want to kill them three guys? Who would want them three guys dead? All they was trying to do was just trying to get to the truth. Who would benefit from these three guys dying? No, let me take that back. Who, because they didn't just die. They died from the result of what was done to them. But who would benefit from these three guys being killed? Who?
If you ask me, that's just too weird. These three people who was on it when it came to getting justice for Kanika may have been closer than you think that they got taken away the same way. J Money was in the car with his baby mama. People say his baby mama set him up for the money. OTE Head, he was in the car with his girl. It might be conspiracy theories going on that OTE Head family think that his girl set him up because he gone, she not. J Money gone, she not. Zach TV got shot. He was in the car with people. It could have been a conspiracy theory, but it is what it is. Those cases line up the same. So then people from around the world that's not in Chicago look in Chicago and they want to play detective. They want to play First 48. They want to play let's solve this case.
See, I always disregard that statement he made, right there, because if you notice, you had guys like him saying that, you had Jedediah and them saying that, these activists were saying that. But hell, who? I mean, how y'all gonna say that? Because, like I said earlier, people took this stuff into heart. Just because this stuff happened in Chicago, that don't mean nothing. I mean, you got mothers, you got people everywhere, and it could have happened to anybody, anywhere. So just because a person out of town, that don't mean nothing. Because the people out of town doing the exact same thing that people in Chicago doing is using their common sense, and everybody's different. So we know that people's thinking capacity and level is different right off the bat. That's just nature. So some people bringing their opinions and concepts or whatever to YouTube or whatever. Just because a person not here don't mean they don't know what they're talking about. A lot of them activists was saying that because they wanted to be the one that pull an Andrew Holmes, you know.
When the case was already solved. It was already solved from the beginning. What I have been saying.
Now, see what he just said? That's what I meant by earlier when I said most people here in Chicago think that the girl was fighting Kanika was Monifah. Most people here in Chicago think that Monifah was the one fighting Kanika.
The friends is the setup, and the hotel covered it up. Who are the friends? Who had control of the hotel? This shit coming into the light now. Y'all spooked. Y'all shook that MTV on this now. So now y'all finna go on live to make a big deal out of it and snitch on each other.
Right, bam. So check this out. So if they did what they did right before MTV and VH1 dropped their episodes, if Rosemont was buying off everybody, why wouldn't they approach MTV and VH1? Because that's what it seemed like to me. Because when you watch the episode, all they did, they talked all that stuff in the beginning and in the middle, but at the end, they agreed with. They basically pushed Rosemont narrative because that coon got on TV and said there's no proof of nothing. And then went and got this specialist, this guy, whoever this fake guy was, to say, oh yeah, it's proof that, you know, we analyzed the footage. And man, y'all can't analyze that footage. Y'all didn't do more than what us YouTubers did. We don't give a damn because y'all got a major brand, y'all MTV, VH1. Man, fuck that. Y'all didn't do more than what we did. I'm talking about every YouTuber that been on it. They ain't do nowhere near what we did. So just because they on a major fake television platform, what they say supposed to go, hell no. Then that shit didn't work this time. And believe me, y'all, they hate it. That's why they took Zach's channel down. They didn't want Zach's narrative coincided with theirs because they knew once they aired that episode, automatically when you do a search on YouTube, you was gonna run into Zach. If you was covering that case, you had to run into Irene, so automatically you was gonna run into the Zach and Irene interview, and it would have led from there. They didn't want Zach around from that. It wouldn't be surprised if fucking VH1 them fucking had that boy killed. You don't know. The Crown Plaza, all their ass together. We gotta say MTV and VH1. Come on now, they did something because, like I just said, at the end of the show, they went and got a guy that agreed with Rosemont. They went and got another guy that basically agreed with Rosemont. So what was all the other investigation for? They didn't do nothing. They got MTV and VH1 got all their information from everybody on YouTube. That's it. They got all their information from all of us and then fucking did a television show about it and tried to make us look stupid. That's what they did. That's what they did. They ain't come up with no damn answers. Look at the episode they aired last night. They found that girl. They found her dead, but they found her. I just proved earlier today that the fucking FBI sent Andrew Holmes. He's a part of the FBI and working with the Chicago police. He's stationed here in Chicago. This is his work area. That's why he was the first one on the scene. If he working with the FBI and then publicly tell a lie, that shows you that the FBI was involved. So when Teresa Martin them went to the FBI downtown here in Chicago at the Dirksen building, and the FBI and them told her, we're not getting involved. That was bullshit, because y'all was involved from the jump when y'all sent Andrew home. How the fuck y'all get involved so secretly that fast? They hated that we waking up to their ass, y'all. Believe me, they hate it.
And that's giving y'all even more attention, because that's what you want, Monifah. Even more attention. You like that shit. Irene can be telling the truth. But at the end of the day, Irene, you're hypocritical. Why you ain't just let Nika stay in that room? Why you ain't drop her off?
Bam, there you go. See, he finna say a strong point. He's about to say that. That's why I came back, and y'all know I recently did the video. Irene been lying the whole goddamn time. She just know that Monifah is more involved than she is. Could be the other way around, but who's more involved than the other don't even matter. Both of their ass involved. Don't matter if it's a lot or a little bit. You're both involved. That girl's supposed to still be here, living their life like they ass doing. But she not. Listen what P Rico finna say.
He could stay in that room. Why you?
He finna say, Irene, he finna tell Irene, if you was that serious and Kanika was so much of your friend and you was so concerned about her laying down being drunk, why the fuck you ain't drop her off at home then? Don't that make sense to y'all? Because it made perfectly good sense to me. If Irene was so concerned, why you ain't drop Kanika off? Why you ain't tell Irene them to go? Because you knew they couldn't go based off what you and Irene, what you, Monifah, and Shamaya saying, they couldn't leave. You drove, you was there. You a friend. You wanted her to sleep her drunk off, as you say. Why you didn't drop off? Why you didn't get her cell phone, call Teresa and say, come pick Kanika up? Why you ain't do none of that? Why Monifah ain't do none of that? Hey, y'all ass out of here.
Monifah, even more attention. You like that shit. Irene can be telling the truth. But at the end of the day, Irene, you're hypocritical. Why you ain't just let Nika stay in that room? Why you ain't drop her off? When Monifah came and told you she just kept partying because she was drunk, what does that tell you? That's your friend for 12 plus years. And if Irene true.
This how you know Monifah lying. If Kanika was the source of transportation for them to get to the party and back home, Monifah come back in the room, say Kanika missing, and then go back to partying. She didn't give a fuck about getting home. Hold on, let me rephrase it. She cared about getting home. She just knew at that point it wasn't going to be from Kanika. She knew it for a fact. That's why she went back to dancing. Like, damn, it is what it is. That part is over with. Ain't nothing can be done. That was her thinking process. Because I'm going to tell you something. Monifah was young. Monifah young than a motherfucker, but she a cold-hearted motherfucker. To do something like that, and this shit a battlefield.
Where they do that at? You want to just think about just getting drunk. You thinking about these niggas you around because they got money and shit. So you just want to keep on getting drunk. And you said, yo, lie, I like to get drunk. That's not even cute. What type of friend are you to say that's been your friend for 12 years? You've been in Kanika life before Irene them, then turn around and say you just like to drink. After Irene said yo ass literally stayed in that damn room and continued to party. What does that tell us about you.
Right. And you know what it tell us? It tell us what I just said. She already knew what went down. First, no. Let me start. Let me number this correctly. Number one, she didn't give a fuck. Number two, she already knew what went down. Number three, she was starting the process of her alibi. We walked her out the room, went back in the room, get the keys, came back, she was gone. That's the best y'all can do. To show you how gullible them kids were and still is. Whoever told them to say that shit, them kids didn't even realize their ass was being set up to be taken down. For allow somebody to tell them to say some dumb shit like that. They was basically telling Monifah and them dumbass, look, tell them you did it and you responsible for it, but say it like this. Say it this way. And we're going to tell y'all to say it this way because y'all so dumb, y'all won't even realize what's going on. So the fact that you don't realize what's going on, you're going to say it with conviction. It's going to be so convincing when you say it. And they said it so convincing. Monifah said right now today, I walked in the hallway, turned around, and Irene say, yeah, Monifah left out with it. Shamaya going to say, yeah, we were sitting on there. Next thing, they really trying to convince us. When all they doing is lying.
Tell me, I could be wrong. Please don't send nobody to kill me. Please don't send your little boyfriends to shoot me or jump me or try to kill me. Please don't say your ass literally drunk. And you said, yo, lie, I like to get drunk. That's not even cute. What type of friend are you to say that's been 12 plus years? And if Irene True, where they do that at? You want to just think about just getting drunk. You thinking about these niggas you around because they got money and shit. So you just want to keep on getting drunk. And you said, yo, lie, I like to get drunk. That's not even cute. What type of friend are you to say that's been your friend for 12 years? You've been in Kanika life before Irene them, then turn around and say you just like to drink. After Irene said yo ass literally stayed in that damn room and continued to party. What does that tell us about you? Tell me. I could be wrong.
You know what that tell us about her? It tell us the same thing when Andrew Holmes came in and lied. What it told us about him, it told us the same thing about everybody else that came into this thing and did what they did. It tell us about that person. I'm telling y'all, Andrew Holmes was the key to confusion to this situation. Just think about this, y'all. Imagine if Teresa Martin would have trusted him and continued to let him take the lead. We wouldn't even be where we at today. Trust and believe me. We wouldn't be here trying to figure out what really happened to Kanika today if she would have put her trust in him. But thank God she didn't. She was wise enough to know that this guy is on some nonsense with what he did.
Please don't send nobody to kill me. Please don't send your little boyfriends to shoot me or jump me or try to kill me. Please don't get rid of me. I'm sorry. I can't stop myself from speaking what I see, and that's facts. I'm sorry I'm not brainwashed anymore. I'm sorry that all I want is justice for Kanika, because Mama Teresa shouldn't have to go through this fucking shit. She literally took y'all girls in as
Yeah. I bet you them people thought that just because these were some kids out of the hood in Chicago, that wasn't nobody gonna come looking for that girl. I truly believe that. Now imagine if that would have imagine well, imagine if that would have happened. But and we can only imagine how many times that have happened. Who knows? Who knows somebody go missing in Chicago or surrounding areas and they laid up in the fucking freezer in the Crown Plaza? Who knows? Because I'm gonna tell y'all this. Do y'all remember when P Rico and search it? Do y'all remember when P Rico put up the live video and said, "Oh, they sold Kanika body to the cremation, took her organs and all that." Do y'all remember that? Let me know if y'all remember that. Y'all remember that video when he did that live? Now, that's what led us at that particular time to the cremation place. Some of y'all might remember. I'm going to play a little bit of that audio because at that time, and me personally, I couldn't understand why would she be sent to a cremation place. But this is what P Rico said. This is what he said. And then, like I said, that led us at that particular time to call the cremation place. And he confirmed, yeah, we did have her body. We had her possessions and everything. And then the guy go on and say, well, her possessions, yeah, we did have them for. Listen, this guy told us they had Kanika, the cremation place had her possessions for 15 seconds. That's what he said. Listen.
Okay, you said Kanika Jenkins, and you kind of finished off everything for me. I guess because you already got previous calls, right? So you already knew kind of what I was calling for. I don't know what you're calling for. Other than you're asking about some regard. So you're a very unique first thing. So when you said a first thing, yes, sir, that's a good thing. And then you finished it up by saying that AR leaks and everything like that. Yeah, you're asking me if we handle things, and we did not. Or you could serve something or whatever, I don't know, was done by AR for some time. Oh, okay, because I saw that you guys received, or I think it came back from you guys, a watch, the armband or bracelet and everything like that. That was in you guys' possession at one point, right? It was in my possession for about 15 seconds.
See, did y'all hear that good? The cremation place. Do y'all remember the guy that was in the kitchen? Went to they let Teresa see the body, and the cremation guy that had on the glasses, the older guy. That was him just on the phone. That was him just on the phone. That was him. That was him. And he willingly admitted to having possession. They admit, see, I got a lot more of that audio, but, like I said, those of you that have been around from the beginning, I don't want to play it because I don't want to take the risk of being striked because, it's other people voices on there. But hey, y'all know what it is. Y'all know exactly what it is. This guy, one time I called the guy that we see on the video in the kitchen, when they let Teresa see the body, the guy with the glasses. I called him one day and told him that an uncle of mine was up in age and he passed away, and I didn't feel like calling the ambulance. Can I just bring him the body? And I did it live on YouTube. Man, those of you that wasn't around at that time, do y'all know this guy? This guy, um, this guy said, "Bring the body." I'm sorry, y'all. This guy said, "Bring the body." While we was live on YouTube, I ain't making this up. Some of y'all might remember that. I asked him. I said, "Look, I got an uncle that's up in age, and he just passed away. He at home. I don't feel like calling the ambulance. I ain't, financially prepared to be paying for no funeral and all that." That dude paused for a second. I said, "Man, look, can I just bring him the body, and then maybe you can, straighten me out a little bit, whatever. I know how it go." That dude paused for a minute. The guy that y'all see on the video that's letting Teresa and Lenora see Kanika body, that guy said, "You know what? Just bring him." That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And I was live on YouTube. Hey, I live here in Chicago. When that happened, I was trying to figure out, man, what the hell is going on? What these people doing? I always knew they was corrupt, but I'm trying to figure. I'm like, damn, they done took their corruption to a whole new level with a move like this, trying to make us believe that somebody done walked in the freezer. A 19-year-old, most 19-year-old kids, period. Most 19-year-old kids, period, can outdrink most adults under the table. Under the table. So to get that drunk, and hey, like P Rico just said, hey Irene, if you was that sincere about everything you saying, why you ain't take her home? Why you ain't just let her sleep her drunk off as you say in your life? You was here she go. I was wondering why Monifah ain't let her sleep her drunk off. Fuck what Monifah for letting her do. You saw the condition she was in. You let her sleep her drunk off. Listen again to the cremation guy.
Okay, you said Kanika Jenkins, and you kind of finished off everything for me. I guess because you already got previous calls, right? So you already knew kind of what I was calling for. Well, I don't know what you're calling for, other than you're asking about some regard. So you have a very unique first name. So when you said a first name, yes, sir, that's the name. And then you finished it up by saying that AR leaks and everything like that. Yeah, you're asking me if we handle things, and no, we did not. Something or whatever, I don't know what's up. Was done by AR leaks time on the south side of Chicago. Oh, okay, because I saw that you guys received, or I think it came back from you guys, a watch, the armband or bracelet, everything like that. You did that.
Now y'all remember Kanika watch and her armband. We were on the phone at the time with the guy from the cremation place, which is the guy you see in the video, the older guy, when they had Kanika body on the stretcher and Teresa and Lenora was walking in. This is him on the phone talking to us. He telling us, we telling him, look, hey, we got information that y'all had possession of this body. And then he go on to say, he admitted, yeah, we're the one watching all this. If y'all had the watching, why would y'all just have the watch and the bracelet without having possession of the body? And why would she be at a cremation place anyway?
Everything like that. That was in you guys' possession at one point, right? It was that you guys received, or I think it came back from you guys, a watch, the armband or bracelet, everything like that. That was in you guys' possession at one point, right? It was in my possession for about 15 seconds.
And then he went on to say it was in their possession for 15 seconds. Like I just said, why in the hell was it there in the first place? And why would it just be there for 15 seconds? In the cremation place, what would y'all be doing that lasts for 15 seconds? I'm gonna pause for 1 second and let that ponder. All right, hopefully I'm back. Let me see a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. All right, cool. I don't know what happened. My whole damn internet just went completely out. But hey, it is what it is. That's good that we reconnected. All right. But what we left off at was with the cremation guy. Hey, we heard it out of his mouth. And like I said earlier, the breakdowns that I've been doing recently have been coming straight out these people's mouth. Because who can tell it better than them? Who can tell it better than them? Nobody. But hey, y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Monifah and them, they feel heavily protected. They feel heavily protected. That's why they doing what they doing. They don't even have the audacity to contact. I mean, be honest with the family, with the mother, but yet they up here playing. And notice what Monifah said. Monifah said, y'all wasn't even Kanika friends. And it's just all this nonsense, all this confusion, which is intentionally being done. But damn, you would think like, why go this far for all this? Hey, because you got to think of who involved. The Crown Plaza is involved. That is a multi-billion-dollar company. The only reason they involved because they want to continue. They want business to continue. You heard what they told Andrew Holmes to tell Teresa in the live I did earlier. If you ain't see it, go back and watch the one I did before this one earlier today. Teresa Martin said Andrew Holmes called her and told her stop the protests. When she went on the radio station WGCI, he told her stop the protest. The hotel said they ain't making no money. But yet you telling her you here to help her get answers. Get out of here. I'm telling y'all, I don't think that girl was ever in there. What Monifah say, no shape, no form of fashion. No shape, no form of fashion. She was lying anyway. Monifah almost had us. Go back and when you go back and I got a couple of them pulled up now. When you go back and you look at this old post from Monifah, look what it say. This on the 9th of September. It was still the 9th. It was still the 9th and she posts this. Let them tell it. She ain't come up missing till early morning of the next day. But this was still the 9th. She said it hurt so bad knowing I didn't have your back, Kanika, man. Listen, if your friend come up missing, that's one thing. But for you to say, for you to feel, and then say that you feel you didn't have her back, what happened to make you feel you ain't have her back? What, watching her? Or something happening and you know that you couldn't do nothing about it? What? That's what it was. And just like I just said, look, instead of a friend that's grieving, she sound like more than a friend that's I mean, and more than sounding like a friend that's grieving, she sound like a person that's confessing. She was my best friend. We all wanted to have fun. Those boys wasn't even supposed to be there. Only 2 boys were supposed to be there. They set that stuff up. They asked me did I want to help them kill her. I said yes, cuz, and we all remember this post. Man. What we got to deal with in today's society. What y'all think? I want to talk to the chat. What y'all think? Any questions? Anything? Any? Hey, some of y'all may have some information that can help me understand this. I don't care about P Rico doing right. You're right. No, I don't care about P Rico being in the chat. I wasn't dissing him or nothing like that. I was just saying, hey, he was on point with some things. So don't go flagging the video. You know, we ain't got time for all them YouTube games. Them YouTube games they be playing on YouTube. Y'all, see, I really believe that everyone that's watching this video right now, that's in the chat watching the video, that really want to find out what really happened, really want justice for Kanika. I believe that everyone right now is serious about that. But there's so much going on YouTube now where, oh, it's just crazy. But better believe Crown Plaza, they loving it. They loving it. They loving it. I'm doing a video on the infamous email that was recently released. I mean, some of it makes sense, but hey, like I said that night, we gotta approach with cautions. Let's say, all right. Jeanette just asked. Oh, Jeanette, what? Okay, so yeah. No, I think it would have went. Listen, did y'all watch the True Crime? And Janetta, this is to answer your question. Did y'all watch the True Crime episode yesterday? See what happened? They found out. They found her pretty quickly, and the FBI got involved. Same way they did with Kanika, but they just played it differently. Yeah, we all know. I mean, it is what it is. This is the way of the world, especially the country we live in. Of course, it would have been handled differently. Race played a part of it. No, the case not being reopened. Believe me, Rosemont is a family-controlled city. It's a family that run that whole city. And believe me, when they closed that case strategically, that was the reason they came out and said she was intoxicated and she walked in the freezer. That was the reason they held back the main camera footage, because they know if they were to release that main camera over the freezer, they know that would have opened up a can of worms that they didn't want open. That's why they did release that. And even the other footage they released, I believe, was fake. I don't even believe she was in there. I don't even believe she made it to the Crown Plaza. That's just my opinion, because there's no real proof that she did. There's no real proof that she did. And, you know, as far as the theory being out there saying that she was thrown in the pool and, you know, all that. No, if y'all can recall, early in the beginning, there was a post saying that her throat was slashed. That's why they covered everything up with her hair. And the reason her hair was wet, because they had to rinse that blood out inside of the freezer. It made perfectly sense. That's why Teresa said it was only one little piece of ice in the freezer. But this we know the freezer had to be on because she was in there. They was trying to preserve something. They was trying to preserve something. So to rinse her down in that freezer, that makes sense too. We can't just go. We gotta use our common sense. Here it is, 2 years later, and then an email mysteriously pop up. No, if that's the case, Irene them will be talking. If that's the case, because if they made them sign confidentiality slips, don't you think they made this guy that's supposed to send the email sign one too? But he gonna start talking when the world focuses on these friends. If anybody will start talking, if anybody feel like they gotta prove they innocent, it would be Irene them if they were really innocent. But yet, hey, I'm just saying. So their reason for not for drawing up the whole thing is I don't think the case is gonna be reopened. I remember last summer here in Chicago, Teresa was having a she was trying to do a thing at the at the park for a memorial of Kanika. Do y'all know Chicago police came and made her shut it down? If the family was not at the Crown Plaza going off, Kanika would have been shipped. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely. Well, we know that the hours that they had the Martin family waiting, something was being done. We don't specifically know what, but they had her waiting them hours for a reason. They already knew where she was at. Why do you think that the so-called the manager went right to her? They already knew where she was at. When we saw him on the footage, he walked around a beam when he could have easily cut through. He walked around the beam. That was all for the cameras. Okay, let's say, what's up, Vivian Kiss? What was your question? Drop it in the chat again. Possibly Jimmy White. Possibly. Hey, we know that Eugenia White died roughly around that time when Jalen Forner was being chased. I don't think they investigating. They sealed that. They already know what the friends know. That's why they paid them off that night to be quiet. So there's no reason to investigate them. Investigate them. No, they already know what they know. They know possibly more than some of the friends. I said some of them. Monifah and them know exactly what the hotel know. But some of the people that was at the party, I mean, they know too, because I'm quite sure they was there. But hey, they don't gotta investigate them. They already know what's up. Yeah, you're right, Jake Glover. The freezer was locked from the outside. So that right there proved that, somebody locked her in there, boy. I believe it was Monifah. Yep. Vivian, yeah, I used to rock with Chosen and Rod. I used to, but just for the ones that been around here, rocking with me, from the beginning. Hey, I left them guys once I seen that them guys wasn't sincere about trying to get some real answers. I separated myself from them guys. Yeah, we know, Angela, you're right. You're not right. And then it was specific reason. Only reason why I personally believe only reason they try to show Kanika and them coming through the back entrance instead of everybody else we saw go out the front door. Even if they came, some of the people we saw go out the back, we saw them leaving in the front, or whether it was leaving or coming in the front, and then they eventually end up in the back, going out the back entrance. At least we saw them. We didn't see Kanika one time. That's one of the reasons I don't believe she was ever there in that hotel. There you go, Jeanette. I appreciate that. This is about Kanika, not about Chosen to Rob. Appreciate that. It ain't even about me. It ain't about now one of y'all in this chat or watching this video. We know what it's about. It's about that young sister that died in this crazy way. Yeah, I appreciate that. Phenomenal. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, a lot of time. That's what make us hey, that's what make us kings. Sometimes we do gotta stand alone. Lady Tia T-shirts and design. Yep. You're welcome, Vivian Kiss. Supreme Being. What's good? The chat moving kind of fast. Supreme Being. Jay Glover said, how much did they pay him to do 2 jobs? Who are you referring to? Be a little bit more specific with that. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. She got a part of all of our hearts. That's why we all, 2 years later, we all still on it like it happened yesterday. That's why we all still here. Yeah, Coco, so many people is involved, and that's why we in the live I did yesterday. That's why we heard Zach say that he was offered money. So if they offer Zach money, somebody that's used to just interviewing rappers and coming out the hood, but due to the fact that he had, and this how I know that he was strategically removed from VH1 and the VH1 MTV thing, is because his platform was, hey, the brother had a nice platform, and he reached a lot of people, and I believe that was one thing they was afraid of. They didn't want no competition. Because just imagine if Zach was still alive and they would have dropped that show, and then Zach would have dropped some footage and something to just crush everything that would have ruined them. They wouldn't gonna allow that. Nah, they got all they could, and even when they drove down on him and made him think that he was gonna be a part on the show, hey, that could have been a setup right there. They could have got him for all the information he knew and then got rid of him, literally. Vivian Kiss, it's all good. We gotta respect each other, because ain't no reason for us to be talking crazy to each other in the chat, because all of us in this here right here together, this ain't about none of us. It's about Kanika. So, and we all adults, so it's all good. Zach was offered 14,000 to 16,000. Didn't want to pay money. He wanted the truth. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sometimes your morals kick in, and then I always say that if you don't have feelings and morals and all, consider yourself as dead, and that's a dangerous person to even be around. Somebody that don't have morals. But Zach had morals. He wanted to know the truth, because it touched him, obviously. You're welcome again, Vivian. Yeah, and then you know what? Another thing you all can search, how Rosemont was under investigation at one time for the by the FBI, dealing with their security, the security companies that they got within the city of Rosemont. They was being investigated by the FBI with the contracts. They contract security, so this thing run deep. Rosemont just used to getting away with a lot of stuff. Yeah, that would have been cool if Zach would have gave his footage, but them people, the way them people was moving, they wanted Zach and anybody they thought that was could have possibly had anything. Yeah, you're right, K. Sherman. We ain't gonna never forget about this, because it's just so crazy. Tomorrow, y'all, I want to pull up a panel with a few people, and we can get on here. We can have a discussion about this. Because trust me, when I say I'm working on some things, I'm working on a video with Irene just to expose so much. It's gonna be deep because we gotta remember this whole entire thing started with a live video. All right, okay, let's take this. Here's a little bit about. I'm just gonna tell y'all a little bit about what I'm finna release on Irene. It all started with a live video dealing with Irene's birthday party. This where it all started. So when you go on Rosemont website and they releasing the information that they supposed to have, why in the hell would they have Irene live on there? I understand that could have been a part of the investigation, but why y'all got it on y'all website? Man, these people tripping. Yeah, it was that organ harvesting. I mean, some of us can take it for a joke, but this stuff is for real. This is just the world we live in. You heard me say earlier in the live I did earlier, man, these people profit by any means. They profit. Yeah, Lady Tia, back to the beginning. I believe that's a lot. And lately, that's what we've been doing, going back to the beginning. We've been going back to the beginning. I appreciate coming in here and we all kicking it together. That's why tomorrow I'm opening up a panel and a few of y'all come on the panel and we can have a discussion. Because, hey, more heads is better than one. Yeah, all these people. You're right, Cassandra. Money, selling parts. Michelle, you're right. Selling parts. Yeah, they did a whole reenactment case, Sherman, to cover this thing up. But that just show you that the fact that they was all right. Okay, just say if it was just the kids, the party goers, and nobody else was involved, they wouldn't have done no whole reenactment. They'd have left up out of that motherfucker and did what they did. But the fact that the reenactment was done, that right there tell you that the hotel trying to cover someone. Who would go that far? What would be the reason? Today, you right. DJ Mike, you right. It's gonna be the day. Yeah, you're right. The high ups is trying to stop Rashonda. And a lot of us think when we hear the word high ups of these people. See, what we got to understand when we say the word high ups, those are the people that's in play. Those are the people that's placed in these political false, fake positions to call these shots, make these laws, and do certain things that the average citizen like us can't do. That's what we consider as the high ups. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Cassandra, that call. I remember that the call that Zach got from the lady. Yeah, they would have seen her. I'm telling y'all, when we went in the Crown Plaza, they was on us like white on rice. And I couldn't see all that movement that they was doing. Monifah and them walking through the hotel and in bunches and all that stuff. Nah, I can't see it happening. That right there further let me know that it was a reenactment. Do you think they're going to get justice? DJ Mike, do I think they're going to get justice? Do I think justice going to come out this case? Hey, I've been being honest all this time, so I'm going to continue being honest. And it's not that I don't want it to, because, with every fiber in my life, I do want it to. Look how much I invested in this. Yeah, I want justice to come, but I don't think it's gonna come. I think and it's just my opinion. Hey, hopefully, regardless of what I'm saying, it do come. But I don't think it's gonna ever come. Because if they admit to this, though, y'all got to think about this. If the truth be revealed about what went down that night, it's gonna be a lot of people that go down. That's gonna open up a can of worms. They're not gonna. Why y'all think they went so far to do what they did? They don't want that can of worms opened up. That's why they're going so far to cover it up. Could have been Mike Rat, my rat. Yeah, hell yeah. At the end of the day, hell yeah, one of them was involved. They run the city of Rosemont for sure. Judah J, they was saying at one point in the beginning that a girl walked in there in the party looking like Kanika, and they couldn't understand. They didn't pay no attention to it, but hey, for some reason she was dressed like her and all that. So we know if they was doing the reenactment, we know that they had to get somebody to pretend that they was her. Yep, Irene told Zach the desk didn't say nothing to her. When you watch the footage, she stopped at the front desk. They had to say something to her. She had a room. Yeah, at some point. It's paid in full, Cassandra. You're right. That's what they did. Yeah, they're gonna run out of money because once it died down, this is gonna be a long time. I pray that Teresa Martin gets justice. I I mean, the truth basically been put out there, but confirmation will help. Yeah. And then, like I said, the fact that I got so much past information that I had to go back through and just go back over this stuff and just check it out, and it's a lot. And I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it all to y'all. Some of y'all we went down the road together, but when we go back through this stuff, it's a lot clearer. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Just like we recently discovered people being paid to move a lead this case along, how we know people weren't paid to push false narratives? How we know that? I mean, come on, it only make more sense. Again, I'm gonna say this again, then I'm gonna pause for 1 second to let that ponder on y'all. Because we gotta think about people pushing twins and all this stuff and then going so hard with it. Going so hard with it. I'm talking about super hard in a serious situation like this. Going so hard with it. Think about that. But yeah. Cassandra said, checkmate. But Zach got so close, and the fact that he had made contact with that security guard and then interviewed that manager, they ain't want none of that stuff out. I bet you they got all that boy stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. The, um, those that was close to Zach at that time, I'm quite sure Zach told them the business, so they know what's up. And then the fact that they ain't put that footage out yet, what that tell y'all? They probably ain't even got the footage no goddamn more. Because when they killed Zach, they killed Zach. Y'all see where I'm coming from? When they killed Zach, they killed him. They got him out the way. They got him gone. They got him gone. Listen, you weren't part of the reenactment. Mm, I'm just saying, you weren't part of the reenactment. You out here trying to get real answers. We can't have that. That's bad business. We can't have that. This thing run deep, y'all. And what's a shame is the fact that we hear the cremation guy saying, "Oh, we had about it for 15 seconds." The guy, I can't think his name right now, but we run it again.
Okay, you said Kanika Jenkins, and you kind of finished off everything for me. I guess because you already got previous calls, right? So you already knew kind of what I was calling for. Well, I don't know what you're calling for, other than you're asking about some regard. So here's a very unique first name. So when you said a first name, yes, sir, that's the name. And then you finished it up by saying that AR leaks and everything like that. Yeah, you're asking if we handled things. No, we did not. We researched, you know, whatever, kind of, you know, was done by AR on the south side of town. Oh, okay, because I saw that you guys received, or I think it came back from you guys, a watch, the armband or bracelet, and everything like that. That was in you guys' possession at one point, right? It was in my possession for about 15 seconds.
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep. Man, I ain't never seen nothing like this. But hey, I apologize for keeping y'all up this late. But I do appreciate y'all being up this late with me. It only shows dedication and sincere people like us with families and kids and nieces and nephews and sisters and brothers. And hey, we them regular people. Thanks, Michelle. We them regular people that don't want none of this stuff to happen to us or nobody we love or nobody. You're right. Appreciate that, Lady Tia t-shirts and designs. They tried to fool us with the FBI. FBI was involved from the beginning. They sent Andrew Holmes. And like I said, it only proved that, man, these people think we dumb. That's how they've been playing us. They think we dumber than a box of rocks. We'll do anything to these people. Tell them anything. Thanks, Coco. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all time for coming in and rocking with me. Yeah, I appreciate that. His chosen Queen Belinda. And like I said today, I gotta say today it's kind of late. We gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up a panel and invite a few people on so we can have a discussion about it. Because more heads is better than one. And I be seeing in the chat, although some of the times I don't speak on it, but I be seeing in the chat, even if I have to go back and rewatch the video where I see it in the chat. A lot of y'all be having good points. A lot of y'all be making good sense to me. It's just, the only by me being here in Chicago, I was able to do a little bit more. But it's no different from what y'all been doing because we all been given the same thing. I'm here in Chicago. Only thing I've been given was the footage and everything else on YouTube. Y'all not in Chicago. Y'all been given the same thing. So that right there don't make me no different from y'all. I appreciate it all. I know it's late. Again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And I appreciate y'all allowing me to rock with y'all. What's up with it? Purple Sibby, Jeanette Woods, Jimmy White, Supreme Being, His Chosen Queen, Belinda, Tracy Tatum, Keisha Wilson, Cassandra Campbell. Shout out to Black Diamond. She the only wrench I got right now. And I appreciate her coming in here with me to rock with y'all, and we all can rock together. She keep it locked down. It's all good. But for the most part, I believe as a collective group, we done most of what needs to be done. It's just few little things that we need, and I believe we already know what happened. We just and I believe we just earning and wanting confirmation. Hey, just tell us the truth. The girl already did. What y'all still lying for? They, yeah, J to J, yeah. Yeah, I need to do a video on that because I agree with you. Well, a lot of people don't know Kobe Bryant did have, he was engaged in a big lawsuit with a big company. So it would have benefit them for him to be gone. Y'all ever heard of saying some people worth more dead than they are alive? That's very true. I appreciate all of y'all coming to rock in with me. I'm finna give me some rest. Hope y'all do the same later on today. We right back at it until there's nothing else to get. One love. Y'all have a safe. About it.